In this module, we're going to ramp up the complexity as we need to hook up to an external API. That external API is going to be for billing processing of our subscriptions. By the way, what you're looking at here is New Year's Eve in Edinburgh. It's beautiful. So specifically, today we are going to take a look at Stripe. I'll give you a tour of Stripe and all the services that it offers, as well as a quick tour of the back end. Given that we don't want to actually talk to Stripe for each test, we are going to stub and mock the API call, and we can use Sinon for that. And then we're going to throw Sinon right out the window, and we're going to use knock, which is going to intercept the HTTP API call, and that'll help us test just a little bit better. Then I'll leave you some final thoughts, and I will say goodbye. I've been a Stripe user for many years, and I have never used a payment system as easy to use and as friendly as this. It handles recurring billing, it handles straight up credit card transactions. They've also written the checkout for you. It helps you with PCI compliance, and the documentation, as you see here, is amazing. It is so thoroughly and well done, and signing up is a breeze. And it used to be that you had to give bank accounts and all kinds of information about your business to these gateway companies, and then they would decide whether they would accept you. It usually took weeks. Stripe, on the other hand, it's all online. They somehow managed to do it so painlessly. It makes you wonder why other companies don't do this. Here's the Stripe dashboard, and this is something you're going to use quite often if you do sign up and start using them. Here you can see at the top left there, I've toggled the test switch on, so this is all of our test data. So if we do bounce off of Stripe doing some integration tests later on, we can actually see the test data here. I'm not going to tackle integration testing in this course, but I did want to show you all of the stuff that's up here. So when you do run your integration tests, you'll want to be sure that the data that's up here, for instance, the plans, Mission Commander, Space Tourist, and so on, are represented in your test as well. And indeed they are. So we have 4 plans here, as you can see: Space Tourist, Commander, MAV Pilot. Okay, well, let's get to it. Let's have a look at the API reference. I'll need to work with that API today because I actually am going to call it to make sure that I have the right code written. And if you take a look at this, wow, look at everything is covered with their API. You can have a look through here as you like. The thing I'm interested in most is subscriptions. And on the right side there, you can see they have code for curl, Ruby, Python, PHP, Java, Node, and Go. In addition, this documentation is smart enough to know my account details, so they actually will input information from my account in here. Specifically, that key right there, that Stripe key, that is the actual key from my account, which is pretty neat. And you can see plan, you can see Commander right there. They actually seeded it with a real plan. So if I needed to, I could copy and paste this exact code and call it from within Node and have it work. I love Stripe. All right, well, that's what I'm going to do in the very next segment. Let's give Stripe a call.